Welcome back to another episode of Late Entry, hosted as always by RBF Kyle
How we doing, everybody?
and Double Dose. We had an exciting, especially after last week, an exciting slate of NFL football. Chargers versus Pats, Eagles versus Niners, Bills versus Jags, Panthers and Rams, and Packers versus Bears. So we're going to get into all of those, kind of talk about some of the biggest storylines out of those, stuff that we thought was interesting. And yeah, we'll get right into it. Before we get into the games individually, two things. Apparently, we don't know how the NFL playoffs work. We spent all that time the last two episodes talking about the bracket, completely forgetting about the fact that the highest seeds and the lowest seeds will continue to play each other no matter how it's listed on the bracket, even though that's different from every other bracket and any other situation you'll ever see before. So, some of our predictions about some of the stuff that we had last week, not going to be 100%. But hey, you live and you learn. Another thing too, everyone was talking about how it was going to be so different and so weird, and the NFL was going to hurt without having Mahomes in the playoffs. I would say after this 1 week, as a big Mahomes and Kelsey fan, not missing them at all.
Nope.
What do you think? Nope, nope.
Yep.
It is crazy though that the cost of getting Mahomes out of the playoffs for the first time in years is the Patriots are good again. So kind of crazy in that situation. But yeah, this is the first playoffs in, I mean, freaking forever with no Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. And we've got a few of some established quarterbacks. You know, you've got like your Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford. Aside from that, it's all young guns. So it's been interesting. But let's get right into it, starting with tonight's game. Chargers versus Patriots. And what I want to know is, does God hate Justin Herbert? I want to know if God hates
He
Justin
might.
Herbert.
He might.
Um, I got into a little discussion with my mom. Shout out moms. But she's a big NFL fan, but she's also very religious. So I had texted her at one point, and I think I texted you the same thing too. But Justin Herbert got hit, ball pops out, recovered by the Patriots. The next, or that same drive, then what's his name? Drake May gets smashed from both sides, drops the ball. Ball bounces, almost recovered by the Chargers, and instead recovered by the Patriots. And I just texted her. I was like, man, you see the difference in the luck of the two of them. One gets recovered by their own team, one's a turnover. She texted me back. She was like, you mean God's will? And I was like, okay,
Damn.
so I was like, what? So you telling me that God hates Justin Herbert? Is that what you're saying?
You can't
But
have a
that's
beautiful girlfriend, be the star quarterback in LA, and be loved by God all at the same time. It's just impossible.
she was like, no, God doesn't hate anybody. It's just that, you know, he allows certain things to happen. I was like, so he allows Justin Herbert to know nothing but pain. And that's what it feels like watching every I think I've seen all of the Justin Herbert playoff games, and it's like as he's becoming older and better as a quarterback, the losses have stopped being as much his fault and just the fact that his team will not help him at all. Offensive line terrible. Keenan Allen dropping big plays. Keenan Allen, vet, supposed to be the guy with the best hands on the team, as the announcer said, dropping big plays. It's terrible. Going into this wild card weekend, I've looked at all of the matchups. The only one that I knew for sure how it was going to turn out was going to be this one. I was like, I think that there's a good chance that the Jags could get the Bills. I think there's a good chance that the Patriots might, shock somebody over there with the Rams. But I know for a fact Justin Herbert and the Chargers are going home against the Patriots. And they sure did. I put my money on that too. Had a nice little payout. But yeah. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I thought the same thing coming into this game. I thought there's no way the Chargers end up winning this. And I think everything was answered as we expected. Vrabel is a culture king. He will helmet touch his own player, get a fat lip for it, and then go and show his player how proud he is that he just gave him a fat lip. Josh McDaniels is obviously an outstanding OC. We've known that for a long time. Can't be a head coach, but he is a damn good OC. For him to get Drake May through that game in his first playoff game ever, he gets him through against a really, really, really tough defense that and a really good DC that hasn't given up a whole lot to a whole lot of teams this year either. So um, to me, just the coaching was the difference. They outcoached the Chargers coaches. Sorry, Jim, but you got outcoached by Vrabel, and you're heading home with If Man, and he's got the wait and see man sitting in the freaking whatever. He's just sitting. He's sitting there waiting to take over the entire AFC basically. Um, so Josh Allen, Bo Nix, look out because Drake May is looking ready to fight and ready to win.
Man, it was crazy. You bring up Jim Harbaugh. Every time the camera panned to him, he just looked like he was like shocked. Every time they
Yeah,
showed him on screen, he was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And it's like, Jim, I don't know what you expected, dog. Like, you had to have known this was coming.
that's not how he
Um,
scripted it at all.
no, they didn't have the signs.
No,
They didn't
yeah.
they didn't have the
He
signs from the Patriots.
needs to hire Connor
Um,
Stallions.
it was I mean, it felt like both on the AFC and the NFC, there was one team that won a lot of games early and then got decimated by injuries and just kind of limped into the postseason. And that was the Chargers and the Packers. We're talking about the Packers last because, as you guys know, that's one of my teams, and it was some pain for that one. But for the Chargers specifically, it felt like it went exactly how I thought it was going to. They missed Joe Alt so badly. The offensive line was not good. They started off decently, and it progressively got worse and worse and worse. And yeah, my man's was getting killed back there. I think they sacked him 6 times. It wasn't good. He had a bad day. I mean, I feel like played as well as he could have. I mean, was trying to lead them in rushing, throwing the ball. It just his team did not help him out. They didn't show up today. But like I said, I feel like we knew it was going to go like this. The Patriots, and it's interesting. I mean, this is Drake May, who is it's his second year, first playoff start, and I mean the announcers had talked about it. I think after it was a turnover or something in the first half, they were like, we're going to try to shift the pressure back over to the I think they called him a rookie or the young quarterback or something, and see how he handles it. And I was like, that's really going to be the only way that they might have a chance to win is to keep that pressure on Drake May and see if he either delivers in the pressure or if he crumbles. And the man's delivered. But we do still have some questions about them. And I've been one of the most skeptical people of the Patriots and the Broncos for that matter going into these playoffs. And I mean, it really came down to, I mean, they won handily, but it wasn't like it was a huge offensive performance. I think there was two field goals from the Patriots, and then they scored one touchdown, and the Chargers scored zero touchdowns. So they beat him by like 13 points. So Drake May handled the pressure well, but they were never behind in the game. And that's what I've been talking about this whole time is let's see what happens if they wind up playing a team that can put some points on them and make Drake May fight out of the not having the lead and try to fight back to get the lead. And it's funny that after this, I don't know if you got the same alert that I got from ESPN, but it was talking about like hot takes, and it was saying that the Patriots still haven't played anyone good, and other hot
Oh yeah.
takes. So it wasn't ESPN saying that, it was saying that these are some of the storylines surrounding the playoffs. And I mean, it's kind of like that. I mean, the Chargers, like I said, they limped into the playoffs. They didn't look good. So how much do we really know from that? All we can go is judge them based off of what we saw. And I would say Drake May answered the call tonight, but it's not like he was really, really under that much pressure.
I'll say they've definitely had an easy schedule this year. At the same time, they've still been able to pick up on any matchup they've had, especially in the latter half of the year. Um, this this game is an example of yes, they probably still didn't play a maybe a good team, but not a great team in the Chargers, especially with all those injuries on O line. It made it a lot easier for the defense to get after Herbert. and make him just feel like he couldn't make the throws. Now, Herbert had a bad game, and that's on him, and he's going to have to live with that. But
You think it was on
um,
Herbert?
there
I
were
think it was his.
moments where I felt like I was watching Jared Goff this year, where he felt like he didn't have the time, but if he would have just stood in the pocket and maybe taken a hit to the hips, like he would have been able to complete the pass. Or like you can see him looking downfield and then him just seeing this and just getting the F out like a couple of times, while Vidal or Hampton was setting a good chip. I do think they put it on him too much with like how low scoring of a game it was. You could have probably used the run game a little bit more. But to me, like the team's being put on your back. You're Justin freaking Herbert. You're Madison Beer's boyfriend. You should be able to make these throws. Um,
I, hey, you guys have to tell us in the comments which one of us you're rocking with because I view that differently. I feel like the line did not give him the time. Like
he
when they gave
definitely
him the
had
time,
time.
they even talked about it like the announcers did at one point. Like there was a few times that he had just coverage sacks, whereas like when the line would give him the time, receivers couldn't get open. He's just back there looking, and they get to him. Other times, especially as they got into the second half and it started to heat up, I feel like the offensive line did not give him the time, and they were just collapsing the pocket. They were driving the offensive line back into him on several occasions. I mean, 6 sacks is bad. Um, I don't know. And like I said, there was some big plays. Keenan Allen specifically, I know he dropped a big one. Uh, I view that, and I know you're saying that you put it on him, and I think he's the quarterback, and that's usually what happens. But I feel like the one person that I did not walk away blaming for this game was the defense and Justin Herbert. It was his offensive line and his receivers, I thought. And how you
That's
have that
fair.
many offensive weapons and they all suck. Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey. I feel like, have you seen that clip from Mark Phillips where he's pretending to be LeBron after a playoff game? I'm going to call your name and I'm going to tell you suck. Erotic Gaston, you suck. Quentin Johnston, you suck. Keenan Allen, suck. Ladd McConkey, you suck. I feel like they all let him down tonight.
Yeah, yeah, I hear
That's
you
me.
there. I hear you there. I hear you. Also, I mean, like you just kind of said, shout out to the New England secondary
Oh yeah.
because especially Christian Gonzalez.
Yes.
He was like a mom leaving a rest stop on a road trip, bro. He put everybody in their seatbelt. It was insane. It didn't matter who he was guarding. They were strapped, brother. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And they talked about that too. And then he got I think he was evaluated for a concussion or something like that. They started to find a little bit of success in that. But it's like every time they got it going a little bit, the defense showed back up.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
that New England defense played their asses off.
I don't put this one as much on Herbert as the rest. He's had some bad playoff games before too, but it's like I said, I feel like I don't know what's going on, but it feels like God will not let him know happiness. Not even a
No.
close game. It was like just shut down. And the announcers were talking about it like he's got to be sitting there like, here we go again.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah, it's almost like I mean, it's exactly what's going on with Lamar in the playoffs. It's just yeah, they get you there, but then what you gonna do past that, you know? And continually, they're not getting it done, and they're not getting the W's in the playoffs, and then that that wears on a player, man. That wears on a person, like to just continually take that L as soon as you get there, and like you think you're at the top of your game, you think your team's ready. You've gone through a couple different coaches, at least in Herbert's case, and you still can't get it done. You know that's got to be disheartening. To like you said, you end up there in week one, and you're the 7 seed, and you're like, oh boy, like I got no protection. I'm scared for my life, and I mean it showed. You could see that's kind of how he felt today coming into
Oh
that
yeah.
game. He started kind of scrambling and using his legs a little bit in the second half, but I mean, yeah, the Patriots defense just played lights out. And that's
I
all
mean,
Drake May had to say in his press conference too was he every time they asked him a question, he just brought it right back to the defense. He's just like, I just want to say the defense had a great game. Picked up my slack like he knew.
Justin Herbert had 57 rush yards tonight. That man was I was doing it all. Also, I want a quick shout out. We're not sponsored by them or anything, but the Score Bet. Shout out to you guys for doing the right thing. Um, I don't do a ton of sports gambling, but when I do, wow, that sounds like a setup for for an ad. But when I do, I live in Illinois, and so in Illinois they charge you like most the sports books charge you 25 to 50 cents per bet on your bets, like as a
That's
tax.
crazy.
So I switched to the Score Bet because they don't charge you that. And they also, unlike FanDuel or some of these other nasty sports books, they do bet protection for injuries for the entire first half, whereas FanDuel does it for like for the first quarter. So Amari and Hampton only played, I think, 2 snaps tonight, and they didn't like ever. I don't think that they ever like ruled him out with injury or what. Like we didn't know what was going to happen. They played him 2 snaps. Anyways, the score bet went ahead and voided out all the legs with him. So,
Oh
where
wow.
if you lost some money with FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever, come on over to the Score Bet, save yourself a little bit of money. They're really good at voiding that stuff out. So,
Free shout out.
yep. I'm just hey, they took care of me, so I'm taking care of them. Let everybody know about it.
You better not be
Um,
collecting a bag behind my back. He got his first ad and he just tried to squeak it in. Yeah,
no,
that's cool.
I hate FanDuel. I've got personal beef with them, but after using them for so long. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's not a betting thing.
After losing
Um,
to them for so long, you mean?
they find every way to screw their customers, dog. I hate them. I
All
hate them
right.
so much.
Hot
Uh,
take.
Eagles versus Niners. As I've talked about before, my least favorite organization in the entire NFL of all 32 teams is the San Francisco Niners. What is that?
I went
Oh, yeah.
the
No, fuck them.
49ers,
I
baby.
hate the Niners. So I tuned in for the hate watch today. And like always happens, I had to hate what I was watching. Uh, they, it's motherfuckers, dog. I
That's
hate
what
to
the
say it.
Niners will do to you. You can't hate watch the Niners or else they'll beat you.
No, every time too. I hate to say it, but they are still impressive. Missing lots of key players, missing some defensive players, did not matter. They still came through and got it done. Kyle Shanahan, once again, masterful. That play he drew up with, the ball from Purdy to Sky Moore to Jennings throwing a touchdown to CMC, just insane. Just insane mastery of calling the plays, getting your offensive ready, practicing stuff like that. They never cease to amaze me. Brock Purdy, who I've been one of the biggest haters of, I said this a few weeks ago and I'm still saying it. My man is a baller. I got to give up the ghost. I can't keep hating on Brock Purdy. Well, I can keep hating on him. I can't keep denying the success and the skill. That man really deserves everything that he's gotten. And
Thank
as much as I've
you.
tried to fight it off, we may be looking at a top 10 quarterback. You know, it's
Come
it's
on
time to give
now.
Brock Purdy his flowers.
Only
That
took
man's
only
played
took
well.
about 10 months.
I don't
We
like
got
them.
him.
I don't like them. One player I do like though, that I really like, and I want to give his flowers to. Christian McCaffrey is one of the best football players I've ever seen before in my life. Like hands down, without a doubt. I've seen some good ones. I think of like the best players I've seen before. You got like a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, Antonio Brown at his peak, stuff like that. But Christian McCaffrey is one of those ones. That man is just a game changer. Running the ball, running inside the tackles, outside the tackles, pass catching. It's just he's amazing. And I know there was a big conversation like earlier in the season with like all the pundits and stuff of is he a Hall of Famer? Is he not a Hall of Famer? If you can look at Christian McCaffrey with your own two eyes and tell me that's not a Hall of Famer, you need LASIK. That man is amazing. And so as I said it to start the season off that was a top three running back. He may be top one. He may be top two. I mean, you've got Gibbs and Bijan are the only two, and I don't know if I think that Gibbs is on the same level as the other two of them. Bijan might be the only player that can do as much as CMC can do. In my opinion, he's just I love watching him. I hate the Niners, but CMC is one of my favorite players enough to where like it makes me want a CMC jersey. I don't want to have a Niners jersey in my house. It drives me crazy, but he's just so damn good. That play, there were 3 plays for them this weekend that really stuck out to me. I'm gonna cover each one of them as we get to the games. But that CMC play where he started on the right side of Purdy, went in motion, went all the way outside into the end zone, and then worked his way back into the middle of the end zone for Purdy to be looking right, come back and see him hit him that touchdown for the second one. It's just insane, and it's just a pleasure to be able to watch Christian McCaffrey play football every time that he plays. And as much as I hate the Niners, every time they win, it's one more game I get to see from Christian McCaffrey. So shout out to them.
Honestly, like I was impressed by that touchdown as well. That first touchdown he had, the catch from Jawan Jennings, he perfect like and I mean, shout out Jawan Jennings, high school quarterback. Through that thing, wasn't a perfect spiral, but put it right over McCaffrey's left shoulder. And I mean, for McCaffrey to literally make an X receiver type catch, like he can play any position on offense that you want him to play. He lined him up at tight end. George Kittle's out for the rest of the year. Line him up at tight end and put Robinson in the backfield. I bet you he will set a great chip and then run an awesome out route. Like that guy can do anything. So I agree. I think Bijan's the closest. I think there's a separation between the two. I think if a healthy McCaffrey versus a healthy Bijan, as far as just a football player goes, I think McCaffrey is far and away the best football player I've ever seen. I said it in the pre-show. He is exactly what Sean Payton wanted for Taysom Hill to become. He is like he's a running back. He's a receiver. He can play wildcat. He could probably throw a pass for you a couple times. Like,
Don't you remember when Brock Purdy got knocked out against the Eagles
yeah,
a few years ago?
yeah,
That was
and
their quarterback.
right. He was their only option at that point. And I mean, yeah, they did what they could with it, but obviously, I think they scored. I think they scored a touchdown in the second half with him.
They
No,
got killed. They got
I
killed.
thought they scored. Maybe it was a field goal. I don't know. Um, but yeah, they. I mean, it was nothing without Purdy, obviously, at that point, which is also another reason he should be a top 10 quarterback. Um, but
All I'm gonna say is they won
I
games with Mac
digress.
Jones.
What's that?
They won games with Mac Jones.
Yeah, they
They
sure
did.
did.
Because Kyle Shanahan, I'm telling you, he's like
That
we
Bears
talked
game,
about that.
that would have been an L without Max Jones
We talked about
or
this
without Brock Purdy.
with Matt. I think it was on the show on Wednesday. I don't think it was off the show. I can't remember which one. But we talked about like the best coaches in the league. Because you guys were saying it was Sean Payton. And I was saying, I don't know, man. There's another guy over there in California I think can look. There's two guys in California that I think can look Sean Payton right in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sean McVay,
We
and
said
that's
he
Kyle
might be,
Shanahan.
and then you brought that up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree. It's Sean McVay. It's Shanahan. Yeah, they're up there, and they train together in the trenches. Like, um, yeah, they were like freaking Rock Lee and Naruto out there, and they and now they're out there succeeding their own teams. For as second generation coaches too, which is crazy. And McVay's setting up Chris Shula to go and be a head coach next year as another second generation coach. Like their tree is that like obviously they're a part of like the Mike Shanahan tree, but I mean every tree can go back even further. I'm sure Shanahan's. I don't remember which one. It's either Parcells or it's somebody up. He's a part of one of those trees, and like it's crazy how it's all linked to this crazy family tree as far as successful head coaches. I mean, even our coach, the Lions coach, he's part of the Peyton tree, who was part of the Belichick tree, and like who's part of the Parcells tree, and it's just it's all intertwined. You know.
Well, it's crazy too. I'm gonna bring this back up when we talk about the Packers, but think about that Falcons team that went to the Super Bowl. On that
Mm-hmm.
staff, they had Dan Quinn, Kyle Shanahan, Raheem Morris, Matt and Mike LaFleur, um, Mike McDaniels, and Jeff Ulbrich. All of them were on that staff.
That's insane.
Isn't that
I didn't even
nuts?
know Raheem Morris was there. That's crazy.
Yep. Um, but before we talk about the Eagles part of it, remember I joked a while back and said that the the Niners stadium and practice grounds has to be like on a like a Native American like burial ground or something like that because of all these injuries.
Hmm.
So this came out over the course of this week, and then it's crazy. George Kittle, unfortunately, prayers to him. He tore his Achilles in this game, which is going to be a huge miss for them, who are already undermanned going down the rest of the season. Tondras is pretty good, but this came out. It's been slowly gathering some legs. I've seen this from several different sources at this point. Um, but this tweet specifically was from Living underscore Energy. Low frequency electromagnetic fields can degrade collagen, weaken tendons, and cause soft tissue damage at levels regulators call safe. We have a real world case study proving this. Um, excuse me, an NFL team whose practice facility sits next to a massive electrical substation. So the Niners practice facility is next to this giant electrical substation, and these are the potential side effects of this. Now, this is being investigated. I guess this has already been like peer reviewed by other scientists.
Oh
They're trying
my
to figure this
god.
out. But this might explain why, because every year it seems like they've got more injuries than anyone in the whole world. And Shanahan, the wizardry that he is, keeps coming up with ways to win despite losing all these guys. But that might be something they really have to look into. You might have to get that practice facility somewhere else because this could explain why we see this many injuries from them every single year.
That's a tinfoil hat theory, but I also can't help but think that they're not related. You know,
Think that they are or not?
like I have to think that they are. Like
Oh, yes.
I think that's a crazy theory, but also I also don't think it's a crazy theory. Basically, is what I'm saying. Like that that makes a lot of sense. I mean, if if anybody suffered more injuries in the last two seasons than the Detroit Lions, it's been the San Francisco 49ers. So, um,
But
yeah,
it's not
that
just been 2 seasons for them. It's like every year.
it's every year. You're
They
right.
go through running backs like
Oh my
uh
god.
like crackheads go through Zins. Like like you know what I mean? Like a chain smoker goes through cigarettes. They're going and it goes back like the whole time Shanahan's been there. Because people have talked about it for years. They're like, what is their strength and conditioning staff doing over there? Like what's going on? And it's
Yeah.
enough to where people started to look into it, and this may be the thing, even down to the fact that like, and I don't know if this is true or not, but people were in the comments posting pictures from each side of the practice facility. One side that's not by the electromagnetic field has trees with leaves on it. The side that is by that, no leaves on the trees.
Damn.
So this might all wind up being some big tinfoil hat stuff, but I'm just telling you, this has gathered a lot of legs in the week leading up to this, and then after the George Kittle Achilles tear, then it even more people are talking about it. So we might wind up seeing something about this in the next off season or whatever, but we'll
That's
see.
wild. Yeah.
On to
Hopefully those
the
mutants can win a Super Bowl.
oh my god, the fucking X-Men. That's why Fred Warner's fucking probably going to come back this offseason.
Yeah.
The fucking X-Men over there, dog. He's
Why
been
do you
ahead
think
of
Trent
schedule the whole
Williams has
time.
been playing so long?
Hey, they over there, it's either killing you or it's making you stronger, or maybe
That's
both.
right. Cue the Kelly
Uh,
Clarkson.
on to the Eagles part of it. They have so much talent over there, and they just wasted an entire season. I feel like the only other team that I can look at, not to be on some super homer shit, but I feel like it's the Lions and the Eagles. So many stars across the board, especially on offense. You've got, a Pro Bowler in Hurts. You've got two Pro Bowl receivers. You've got one of the best running backs in the league. And this is what you guys did. And we talked about it too. And it's funny that it's all kind of is like a circle. I used the Eagles after they went to the Super Bowl the first time with Hurts to talk about how the Lions season was going to go because when you lose coordinators, it's hard to overcome that. And
Yep.
they did the same thing again. They lost Kellen Moore. They've got whoever this guy is now. I forgot his name. That's their offensive coordinator now. And it's not been good. And they did the
No.
same thing that they happened the year after they went to the Super Bowl last time. They made the playoffs and they lost in round one. And you've got this many stars. And we, especially when Toph was on here too, Toph and I used to talk about this all the time. They're winning games. It does not look right. It
Right.
doesn't look
Yeah.
right at all.
Yep.
And
All year
um,
it looked like that. Yeah.
yes, And it's like they would win these games. Like when they played Buffalo, they didn't score a single point in the second half against Buffalo. And then just because Buffalo went for two and they didn't get it, they wound up losing that game. And so once you get into the playoffs, you're not going to be able to keep winning. It's not a sustainable formula. It might
Mm-hmm.
work in the regular season, but it's not going to last. And the Niners made him pay for it today. The Eagles scored 6 points in the second half, two field goals. That was it. And you know what they got from that? Sent the fuck home. They packed their bags and hit Cancun, dog.
Yep.
Um, the offensive coordinator, he needs to go. And honestly, I think for both parties, I think AJ Brown needs to go.
I
Excuse me.
agree too.
You see him and Sirianni beefing on the sidelines today. It's just I don't think that it's not meshing over there. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what's going on with Hurts this year. With him, he's like hasn't really wanted to throw all season, and when he does, it's only to Goddard and to Devonta Smith. But AJ Brown, he only got targets I think in the first quarter or the first half. Went without targets the whole third quarter. Then you're gonna try to throw to him in the fourth quarter, and he drops a few passes. Now, granted, you're an NFL player, you got to catch those. But I just think it's very unfair to make somebody be cold the entire game, and then right when we need you, okay, now go catch it. Like you've got to get the in a rhythm. You've got to get some reps. You got to hit him with some targets every quarter so that he's ready to deliver for you when you need him. But I just think that
Absolutely.
it's not working. I think that it hasn't been working for a few seasons. Winning the Super Bowl was kind of like putting like a band-aid on it. You know, it's like, well, we won, so let's not really change anything up too much. But I think that, and I said this, I think earlier in the season when we had Matt on for an episode. If I'm AJ Brown, I've won a ring already. I've gotten paid. I'm gonna go somewhere else where I think that I have a chance to play for a winning team, but also show that I'm still one of the best receivers. When we talk about the best receivers in the league, his name is never coming up. And I think that he's wasting his career over there. Getting the ring is definitely not a waste, and I think that that's important. But I think it's time to go somewhere else where you can show that you're still him. Because when we look back on AJ Brown's career, and after he's retired, all we're going to see is the numbers. People aren't going to remember like, oh yeah, but you saw what Hurts was doing. We're just going to say, look at his contemporaries. Look at a Justin Jefferson, a Jackson Smith and Jigma, Jamar Chase, an Amon-Ra St. Brown. Look at the numbers they were putting up. And AJ Brown was supposed to be like that. And look at the numbers he's given you. He's already played for a while in Tennessee. He's given the Eagles some time. I think that whatever he's got left in the tank, he needs to go somewhere where they're going to throw the ball to him consistently and show that he's still like that.
I have
What?
that exact thing in my notes. I think he needs to be a Patriot next year. Go back to play for Vrabel and give Drake May his wide receiver one. I think
Oh
you want to go show yourself off. Go back to your old coach who you know is going to make opportunities for you, who you trust, I think he likes better than he likes Sirianni probably. Um, and somebody who's going to make you a key part of their game plan week after week, and not just like you said, the oh shit we need to go route. I'm going to AJ Brown, because that's what it feels like he is at this point. He's the go route guy, or if he happens to break free on a safety and a linebacker, because he's almost always double touched on those plays like a quick slant. Like those are the only two scenarios he's getting the ball, and very often he's not gonna have a one-on-one scenario in a quick slant because he is your wide receiver one, and it doesn't feel like anybody, even Kellen Moore last year, didn't like find a way to like really like let him take over games.
mm-hmm.
Um, it was all more available for Devontae Smith always. I think he's way more talented wide receiver than Smith, but because of the situation he's in, he's being made a fool. Um, so yeah, I think the best team for him would be the Patriots. Toph brought up in our group chat like potentially the Chargers. I wouldn't hate the Chargers. I feel like he might run into the same thing of somebody who's kind of scared to push it downfield too much and is
Nah,
just gonna
Herbert, he's got an
lately.
arm. He's got an
Yeah,
arm.
right. He's got an arm, but if you watch him this season, he didn't throw the go routes or the deep ball much at all. Um, and I think that's Harbaugh's coaching. So it's not a Herbert thing; it's more of a Harbaugh thing and his scheme that I couldn't see him working in, as well as a Patriots scheme, especially with a coach that has seen what he's capable of.
Yeah. Um, I think that my big three destinations for him would be, you named two of them already. I like the Patriots for him, especially considering I don't want to get too much into it because I don't know the details. It's also all alleged. But Stephon Diggs is not only getting up there in age, um, but he's gonna be dealing with some off the field stuff. There's some allegations about him, some serious allegations about him. I'm not sure how they figured it out, but they got that pushed back legally. It's not going to be really looked into until after the Super Bowl. So this might be like the last dance potentially for Diggs or Diggs over with the Patriots. So I could like him over there. The only thing about that is the fact that Drake May is a person that likes to push the ball around too. And ironically, we're going to talk about this team in a second. But Stephon Diggs has been not a diva with the Patriots like he was with the Bills. Um, but if you put AJ Brown there, does Drake May feel like he's got to force feed the ball to AJ Brown? Does it mess with his ability to spread the ball out? Because he does it a lot. Even with Diggs there, he's spreading the ball around. Diggs is
Mm-hmm.
not dropping. I don't think he had 1,000 yards this season. Um, so it could be really good over there with Vrabel, with a younger quarterback who needs a number one. Could be very good. Could also be a little bit damaging to him over there. I like that. I do like the Chargers over there too. They've got a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but I know Keenan Allen's getting up there in age. Um, McConkey's definitely had a down year from what we expected. Quentin Johnston's kind of been up and down. If you put AJ over there, could be very good. Could be an issue. The other situation too, and I know that he's just got free of Diggs, but at the same time could definitely use a number one, the Bills. AJ Brown and Josh Allen could give you some nasty work.
Yeah, that'd be nasty. Yeah.
Keon Coleman has definitely not been what everyone's hoped for, and I feel like the Bills every week, Josh is just trying to figure it out, get it to somebody, and it's allowed him to be very good, almost like a Drake Mayish in a situation where you're spreading the ball around to whoever's open, and you're not force feeding it. But I know they've tried several different ways. They gave him Amari Cooper. Um, they've brought on like what Josh Palmer and a few other guys, trying to give him some weapons to throw to. That could wind up being a really good one. One more too that could also be potentially good if he wants to play for a ring, play to get some targets, but take a little bit less money. The Chiefs, Rashee Rice, also facing some off the field issues. Xavier Worthy hasn't been what he's supposed to have been. Travis Kelsey, very good chance he retires after the season. Go ahead and get him that number one. Last one that I just thought of too, unknown quarterback situation. Going to go through a lot of changes. I don't know if you want to be there for a rebuild, but the Raiders probably going to get Mendoza. Going to have Tom Brady involved in that whole situation. They're like I said last episode, they're flirting with the Dayball as the offensive coordinator, and Brian Flores is the head coach. Bring him over there. Let Mendoza throw to him. You've already got Brock Bowers over there, so you're taking some coverage off. They can get each other open. Those would be my top destinations.
Hear me out too. You just made me think of with the Raiders here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would pick your other three before either of the Raiders or this one, but a crazy place for him to end up is the wide receiver one for Cam Ward in Tennessee. He goes back to Tennessee,
That's
coached under Mike McDaniel, and
mm,
uh, and finally he gets to be the wide receiver one he's always wanted to be, and Cam Ward gets to kind of have a receiver that he can lean on for his sophomore season.
that's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. I'm sure they have the cap space for it too.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
could
They
that could work too.
they offloaded him in the first place for that big contract. They could go get him back for a smaller one now, I'm sure.
Hey, let us know in the comments, where do you think that AJ Brown should go next, or do you think he should stay?
True. Yeah, Eagles fans, let us know if you think you still want him.
Bills and Jaguars. Start the morning off with that.
I'm
That was a
sorry.
nice.
Hold on, real
Yeah,
quick. I just want to
yeah.
say, I forgot this was in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking told you so. I told you and I told Matt so. For
Ooh,
once on this podcast, I'm going to get mine. I told you the 49ers would win this game. And both of y'all looked at me like,
not me.
both of y'all looked at me like that. We'll
Not
roll
me.
the tape. We'll roll the tape.
We
I
can go
got
back and
some
check
weird
that.
looks on Wednesday for saying they were going to win this game.
Maybe for the confidence level in it. I just thought that it could be anyone's game.
All right. Hey, I just and it was. You're not wrong, but I just wanted to get that out there. You can downgrade it as much as you want, but I was right for once.
Oh, I'm not taking away from the fact that you called it. I'm just saying I don't remember being all anti. I feel like it's hard for bruh. I've given up the ghost of the Niners. Every situation the Niners can fuck me, they're going to. If I bet on them to win, they lose. If I bet on them to lose, they win. If I pick a team to play against them, they lose. It could be the Bears, it could be the Eagles, it could be whoever. They went through the Packers and the Lions the season they went to the Super Bowl. I'd feel like I don't take hard stances against the Niners anymore. I just fucking sit back and watch what happens. Like
Yeah, that's
you
fair. That's
you know what
fair.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
I keep getting fucked by them. I
Well,
don't want to make any
anytime you
kind of
don't
a
want them to, they'll fuck you.
that's fucking the Niners or Diddy. Like
Yeah.
it's
No
bad. And
baby oil though.
I can't fucking escape them. So it's like back the Niners remind me of like back when like 10 years ago when I was a big like Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady, which talent wise he ever forever will be. But it's like after the 28-3 for the
Yeah.
Falcons, I had to give up the ghost. I was like, you know what? Tom Brady is the best. And instead of me sitting here and being mad every time I watch him, I'm just gonna enjoy greatness while he's there. I'm still not at the like enjoy the Niners yet, but it's like I'm tired of fucking fighting against them. Like, you know what I
You
mean?
just
Like,
can't stop it. Yeah. It's like water. You just can't stop the flow. Yeah.
right. It's like when you're playing Arc Raiders and you get downed and you're trying to crawl to the extract and you just accept the fact that you're not going to make it there before you bleed
You
out.
ain't gonna get there. And the guy that just killed you is running up behind you, ready to punch you out.
Yep, that's about where I'm at with the Niners, dog. Like I go ahead. Like I can't
Yep.
stop you. So
Just do the deed.
for me to be, I don't remember. I'm not saying that you weren't right about calling the win, but I don't remember myself taking such a hard stance against them winning.
That's what I remembered. And I could be wrong too. It's just like how I felt after recording. I was like, man, those assholes disrespected the Niners. Uh,
um, but yeah, Bills Jags. This was one
yes.
of those games where I thought it absolutely could be either team's game. I think that Josh Allen is working with one of his worst teams that he's had, um, and he's playing against some teams that definitely could take him out. It's crazy too because what he's got. If Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl, this could be one of the most impressive Super Bowl runs. He would have gone through the Jags, the Broncos, and then if we were to make an assumption that the Patriots will beat the winner of the Texans versus Steelers, that would mean that he would go through the Jags, the 1 seed and the 2 seed to get to the Super Bowl, where he would have to play against probably the Rams or the Seahawks, who were going crazy in the NFC. That would be one of the most impressive Super Bowl runs ever, and with, like I said, one of his worst teams. So that could wind up being very good for him. But
Yeah.
let's stick with
I
just go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think that it's honestly everything that continues. There's a lot of noise if he doesn't do it, and it's business as usual as long as he gets to the Super Bowl. But I mean, now you maybe save McDermott's job by getting here. Maybe I think you probably need to win the next one first, and you got to go do it against the Broncos in Denver. Like that's going to be a tall task, but like you said, if he can do this with the supporting cast he's had, another person they brought in, um, Brandon Cooks. They
Mm-hmm.
brought in Brandon freaking Cooks, and the guy's got freaking hands still. There was a nice catch he made today that was like, holy shit, he still got it. Make this man a lion next year. But at like, um, but I honestly like if Josh Allen can do this, it's one of the most impressive quarterback runs through the playoffs ever. If he can go and get this done and win a Super Bowl, um, it's the complete opposite of what Eli Manning did to Tom Brady, in that like you got like your team didn't get you there, and then you had a good Super Bowl. Like you got your team there, and then had a good Super Bowl, and then won. Like if he can do that, like it would for the first time, I would think that one man out of 11 could win you a Super Bowl, and it would be hilarious if it's against your boy Christian McCaffrey too, who would I think are the two best pound for pound best football players on the field right now. Maybe Lamar Jackson is like 2A 2B
Are you
to
talking about in the
Josh
league
Allen.
or in the playoffs?
I'd say in the whole league as far as like because of what those two quarterbacks, especially what Josh Allen does with no wide receivers. And I mean, obviously he's got the intangibles of being 6'5" and 230, but like I mean, these guys are the ultimate force multipliers.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. I think there's some other really good players in there too, though. I mean, we're
There are.
leaving out some receivers, some big receivers. Um, like
But what
JSN, Jamar Chase, Jettas,
sure.
Bijan,
I mean,
Puka,
yeah.
Matt
St.
Stafford.
Brown, yeah. Matt Stafford. No, there but if we're just talking about athletic ability, like
Yeah.
and versatility as a whole, I think those are the three guys that like you could put Lamar in the backfield and let Derrick Henry snap the ball and hand it to Lamar and he could get you 6 yards, you know?
Oh yeah.
Um, there's not a whole lot of quarterbacks or any other position outside of running back that can do that for you. Um, and then Lamar can also sling it 50 yards and take off on his own. And I mean, shit, the dude can probably punt it too. Who knows? Like, I there's certain athletes out there like McCaffrey and like that have that versatility gene. And I mean, you might see it from Travis Hunter. He might be the next generation of that too, right? Like, who knows? Let's see if his knee heals up first. But
Yeah. Um, it was crazy though. Against they had a hard test today against the Jags. You're going against a defense that has been very good all season. They held Jonathan Taylor down when they played him. Uh, James Cook today had 46 rush yards and 5 receiving yards. He had 46 rush yards on 15 carries. Josh Allen
wow.
himself had 33 rush yards on 11 carries. So, I mean, my man was out there a one man army. He had 273 pass yards, 28 of 35. That's 80%. I mean, he had to really ball out against them today, and he definitely did his job. The defense showed up for him too, but I mean, it was a good back and forth game. It was crazy. That was get the to see the old Josh Allen versus Josh Allen on defense, and they were coming for him. They were beating him up the whole game, but he definitely did his thing with that. And it came down to in the final minutes of the game, they needed an inch. Ran the tush push, got damn near 10 yards, and almost a touchdown off of that. So it was crazy. I was watching that. I was like, "Where is the? Oh my gosh!" And he's still going. He willed his team to victory today. He put the cape on. This is what I'm talking about too, Kyle. You bring up the force multiplier thing I'm always talking about. When you watch Josh Allen play a football game today, and you watch Jared Goff play football, and you're telling me that Jared Goff is a force multiplier. When I talk about can you put the cape on and deliver us from evil? This is the performance I'm talking about.
No comment. You're right. I mean,
this
I've
is
been saying it for weeks now. You don't have to keep going back to it.
I'm
I've
just
agreed with you that
I'm
he's not
I'm
a force
just
multiplier.
I'm
You
just
said I
setting this
am
in
saying
here.
that. I was
I'm
saying that weeks ago,
no.
months
I'm not.
ago.
This isn't just for you. This is for all the viewers and everything too. I'm just saying that like when I talk about for everyone to know this, when I'm talking about when it gets tough and things aren't working and the run game's not working and the defense is coming, can you put
Josh
the
Allen
cape
gets you
on and
through.
deliver us from victory, deliver us from evil to victory? This is the performance I'm talking about. Exactly what happened today from Josh Allen. Um, but yeah, it was crazy. I do want to shout out the Jags, Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen. I was super wrong a few weeks, or not weeks, a few months ago. We had talked, that video had come out of Liam Cohen addressing the locker room after a game. And I was like, is he losing the locker room? Because it didn't seem like they were really bought in on that. He got those guys to play. They made the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence has had some bad coaches his time in the league. He had Doug Peterson. He had Urban Meyer. He had a lot of things not going his way. And Liam Cohen got in there and changed life over there. And I think they've got their quarterback. They've got their coach. I'm happy for them. And I think that they're going to have some success for years to come. Did you see the clip? This has gone viral and it's caused a big debate. Did you see the clip of the reporter talking to Liam Cohen?
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to bring up. The
Yes.
beautiful woman that complimented him and told him how great he did at turning the team around and turning the
Yes.
city around. And yeah, he's come. I mean, I'll just let me get right into that real quick, and I'll pass it right back to you. But I mean, talk about like the Duval presser to this moment right there, like
Mm-hmm.
that's insane. Like for him to go Duval and get like no love, and then now like they said you're Duval forever. We stand by you. You got next year. Like I mean, the guy took him from what, like freaking 3 and whatever, 4 and whatever to uh 11 and 6 this year, whatever they like. I mean, he had a great, and then you went against like arguably the pound for pound AFC favorite year after year for the last 5 years, or one of the AFC powerhouses over the last 5 years. You go against them and you take them all the way to the 60th minute. Like this guy is a great coach. He coached Baker up. He's coached Trevor now. I think there were a couple more before that I'm forgetting, but like he is a quarterback guy, and more owners and GMs should learn from this hire and get quarterback friendly guys as your head coach. Get a guy that's going to like immerse himself into the team through the quarterback and through certain positions, and like the rest is freaking cake, because you got a guy like this that can communicate and help a quarterback that's had no success in the NFL become a freaking pro bowler like in one season. That's not easy. And honestly, shout out to all of the first year head coaches, or at least 3 of them, Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, and him, Liam Cohen, all made the playoffs in their first year as a coach, and 2 of them are going to the second round. Like, kudos to you guys for flipping the culture around, being able to be that impactful that quick. Those are some damn good hires. And to you 4 who didn't, Godspeed, brother.
um, I'm with you on that. Um, Trevor Lawrence and the team played well today. Carmella and Furio should be very proud of their son out there doing it the way that he was doing it today. And that loss, I mean, it was just you get the ball back, you've got a chance to go down to this field and drive and win. And I wouldn't put that on Trevor Lawrence. He threw the ball, it bounced out of whatever player's hands that was into an interception. It was a great heads up play by the defense. The Bills came through. The offense got it done on one side, defense got it done on the other side. So that's good. But shout out to that reporter. I think that was very nice of her. I think that, and people are so mad about it too. She was like, yeah, you had a great season. Pick your head up. Don't hold your head down. You did it, and like you said, you're Duval, and we're with you. And people are so upset about that. They're like, we're not playing for participation trophies, and you can get the
Oh,
job done and stuff
fuck
like that. It's
off.
like it's his first year, and I'm sure no one's beating himself up more over it than he is, and the team's beating themselves up over it. And for her to come out here and show a little bit of love, I think that it's important, and I think it's nice, and it shows that the community has accepted him. She's probably a beat reporter. The beat reporters are in the area. That's someone from that community saying,
Right.
"Hey, you were with us. Now we're going to be with you." And the people that have a problem with that, I don't understand that. I don't think that those 15 seconds that she took to said that, people are like, "Oh, it's a lot of other reporters. They got deadlines. They got stuff to do." It took probably 15 seconds for you to come out here and say something nice to someone who probably needed it that day. And I don't think that that is such a huge issue that I don't understand why people are so upset about it. But I
I think
shout
there's
out
some
shout out to
reporters
that
that are
lady.
there's some reporters that are probably using that moment in their article the next day. Like, if
I
anything,
would.
she just helped all of the journalists in the metro area of Jacksonville by asking that question, and or not even asking a question, but by just letting him know those things and making him like remember what he's done so far. Like that was honestly like n- not a lot of reporters are going to do that in the face of a loss, to just be like, I'm not going to ask you any questions about how you coach this game. All I'm going to do is just tell you how proud we are as Jacksonville natives that you turned this around so quickly, and we're excited for the future. Like, man, that he's going to take that into the offseason and use that as fire to go and give them more. I really think that.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. And like you said, if I was a reporter, I would include that too. That's the moment that when you fell, the community was there for you. And it
Hmm.
shows that, as much as he's bought into them and put that time in, that they are with that. They know that they've got their head coach, they've got their quarterback, and they're excited to have you back. This is the first glimmer of hope that they've had since what, 2015, 16, Blake Bortles playing
Yeah,
against Tom
literally.
Brady. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was a beautiful moment, and I feel
I
like all the
agree.
people that are upset about that, like, bro, maybe you
Suck
need to go
my
find some
ass.
happiness in your life to
Yeah,
where someone
literally.
this beautiful moment is hated on.
You need to
I
check yourself. Yeah, if you're hating on
seriously.
this.
Um, what we got left?
We
Panthers,
got.
Panthers and Rams.
Oh, you don't want to talk about the Bears yet?
We're gonna do that last. I'm putting that off as long as possible. Panthers and Rams. I don't have a ton of notes on this one. I just want to say a few things. Um, this is another one of those three plays that I talked about where I said there's three plays from the weekend that impressed me. I guess four because that tush push from the Bills that was really impressive.
Yeah.
But the touchdown that Stafford threw at the end of that game to Kobe Parkinson, oh my gosh. He put that where only that tight end could get that. And beautiful trajectory. You could catch that, turn right into the end zone touchdown, right when they needed it most. Kind of an up and down game from Stafford, but he definitely showed up when they needed him the most, which is what a good quarterback will do. A great quarterback will do. The Panthers, I told you guys since it looked like they may make the playoffs for weeks, I've been saying they have the potential to get in here and ruin somebody's day. I don't think they'll make a run, but they can knock somebody out, and they came damn close to doing that. They went toe for toe with what I think is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, and they gave him everything that they can handle with that down to the wire. And then it's just the wheels fell off the offense in that last drive. The shout out to the Rams. That defensive pressure they brought was crazy. Bryce couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, shout out. That was a great game. It was a great way to kick off Wild Card Weekend. And shout out to the Rams for being a good team and getting it done when they had to get it done.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, they barely snuck by. And weirdly enough, I still think this team beats the Bears next week now. Like, even though they barely beat the Panthers, I think they are like battle tested for a team like the Bears. And I think this is the week the Bears Cinderella story ends. To be honest, this all being said, if the Rams were to go on a run this year and get all the way there and win another Super Bowl, we've talked a lot about what Aaron Rodgers has done in his career and it being a last ride. If Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl, do you think he retires?
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean, he contemplated retiring already going into this season. He had
right.
the back issues, had to go with a whole new staff or a whole new crew.
Do you think he
Um,
retires if they don't get it done, or do you think it's only if they get another Super Bowl?
who's to say? You know what I mean? On one hand, it's always like, if we win, why not try to run it back again? But at the same time, you could ride off into the sunset. I don't know. I think that he's got a crew that can compete for Super Bowls. I don't have like all their contracts in front of me right this second to answer that question of like, but I feel like they've got a good crew together. You've got Puka. I'm not sure what Devontae Adams' contract is like. Their defense is playing well, good offense. I think that there's no reason to not see how many you can get out of it. The NFC is weak. I mean, it's not weak.
Right now.
I think that most people think, and myself included, that the NFC is stronger than the AFC, but the whole league just seems so open for anyone to step in, and they've been one of the top dogs the entire season. Like the NFC has been run by them and the Seahawks,
Hmm.
and then little gap, and then the Bears. So I just don't see why not.
I
You
agree.
know what I mean?
I could see him rocking a Brady like career where he plays into his early 40s and keeps getting extensions, keeps taking friendly deals. they got Stenson Bennett as their or Stetson Bennett as their backup quarterback right now, who's like a 28-year-old second year quarterback because he played like 6 years for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so to me, it's like as long as if you're the Rams, as long as you can keep Matthew Stafford active, your franchise is doing all right.
Oh, you got to
Um,
try. They're not getting a high draft pick.
but yeah, exactly. Like yeah, so I don't know. I to me, it's like is this his last ride, or is he gonna like did he teach Stetson something that we don't know that he's gonna be able to like jump right in with? Like I kind of doubt it, but at the same time, like McVay's coached some quarterbacks that have had some good resurgences, like Baker and Sam Darnold, and um, kind of put them through kind of
Did I
his
lose you?
little boot camp. What's that?
I you I lost you for a second. You said McVay's coach somewhat.
He said he's coached some quarterbacks that needed like some in between time, like uh, Sam Darnold, or I'm sorry, Baker Mayfield, Carson Wentz. I think I said Sam Darnold the first time, so I'm glad you didn't hear it. Um, and some other guys that just like needed to like be retaught how to run the quarterback position. And obviously Baker has been the prize of all that, but they got some good coaches in LA. So unless Matthew Stafford's ready to hand off the reins to somebody that they've been training, I kind of see him coming back. At the same time, they win another Super Bowl. I think he might potentially prioritize his family over that.
I think that if I was the Rams, I would make if we're looking at, but depending on what the conversations go with Stafford, if you've got a few years left, or at least another year, I might make a move at trying to trade with the Cowboys and get Joe Milton. Strong arm to keep throwing to Puka. Um, or if you have less time than that, and you maybe have only 1 year left or less, I think that there is a quarterback that is maybe not on a lot of people's radar that I think his contract is going to be up after this season. He could probably get a nice bag from somebody. Stepped in a few times for some injuries, has looked very good, especially this year. And that would be Malik Willis from the Packers.
Mm,
Go down there and get some more coaching from McVay. That might wind up being something over there. Just something to
true,
keep your eyes out for.
true. I would love to see that actually.
Yeah. But I'm excited. I think that we're gearing up for like I'm with you. I said this earlier. I know you just said it a few minutes ago too. But I think that the Bears, I think their Cinderella's coming to an end. This I think Sunday when they play the Rams. I think that I was at work today too. Once again, if you haven't watched this, I live in Chicago, but I was at work. I'm watching the Bears game, and then or not the Bears game. I'm sorry. I was watching the Eagles and the Niners, and we're talking about what's going to happen next. I was like, hey, y'all better hope that the Eagles win because I know that you can take the Eagles out, but the Rams, I think it's going to be wraps. So we're going to see, but I do not give them much of a chance against them. I think it'll be over. But
I
I
agree.
I do want it to be because my what I think is going to be maybe even better than the Super Bowl is going to be um, if the Seahawks can do the same thing that they did a week ago to the Niners, send the Niners home, which I know that every time I root against the Niners, it winds up blowing up in my face. But NFC Championship, uh, Rams versus Seahawks, that's absolute cinema, dog. That might be better than the Super Bowl. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the last game they played was crazy.
Yeah, that could be the game of the playoffs. Rams or Seahawks. I agree. I don't know. I think it's going to be the Rams Seahawks or Rams 49ers. I really do. It's going to be one of those two.
I mean, that's a bold prediction. All you're saying is that you think that the Rams are going to beat the Bears.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
those are the four
crazy.
teams
I
that are
know.
left.
Put some money on it. No, I all right. I guess if we're going that way, I think that the Rams have what it takes to beat the Seahawks. I think it hasn't been shown in their regular season matchups, but I think there's a way where the 49ers end up beating the Rams or beating the Seahawks and ending up facing the Rams in the NFC Championship, which
Okay,
to
so
me
you
gives easy walk to the to the Rams to get to the Super Bowl after that.
yes. So you think that the Niners will beat the Seahawks, or saying that you think they can?
I think they're more than capable if they play like they did tonight. If they play playoff football like they did tonight or today, I think they'll win that game because they just, even though they gave up some turnovers, I think they had two throughout the whole game. Like they were still able to stay on top, and you never felt like that game was out of their hands. So if they can play like that and stay tight knit, I think they are the team that goes and faces the Rams.
I think that the Seahawks are too good. I think that they're too good on offense
Their
and
defense is
defense.
amazing. Their defense is
They're one of the
amazing.
most complete teams in the whole NFL. They have been the entire season. I give them no shot. I don't give either of them a shot. I think that the NFC Championship is Rams and Seahawks, like I've been saying for the last 3 months. And
You think it's a Seahawks Super Bowl? Like
I think that that's a game I can't pick. It's anyone's game. Even the last game they played against each other went to
every
overtime.
game they've played against each other has been within like 3 points. Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying the last one went to overtime, and literally the Rams scored. The Seahawks just got the 2 point conversion. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
it's too close. Like I don't know. It's way too close to tell. I
The
think that
Seahawks are freaking good. They are freaking good.
yeah, and they're more balanced.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not saying I agree with you. On paper, better team. I just think
Hmm.
that it's hard to beat a team this many times in a year, and you've already faced them twice. So you all know each other
But
very
they
well.
split, right?
They split, but
Yeah.
Shanahan is one of the best coaches, as we agreed in a prior topic. He's one of the best coaches in the league. If he's not ready for that third matchup, I don't know who is. You know,
Oh, absolutely. But I just think that you can only duct tape together it so long. And I think
that's
that
fair.
we talked about the Eagles had holes. They were getting by, but they weren't the
With
same
those
Eagles.
Chargers too. Chargers were getting by with holes, like no
They
O
weren't
line.
even they weren't even getting by. I'm pretty sure they crashed and burned into the
Well,
playoffs.
they scrambled their way in. Yeah, they literally
They won so
broke
much
an egg
early.
and then hoped and prayed.
Yeah. Whereas I think that once you play a team that's as complete as the Seahawks, you can't patchwork that together. That
True.
shit's not going to work. And so that's why I'm saying I
Yeah.
think it's reps. What I think is beautiful is the way that and look, if this shit is rigged and we got the NFL script writers, they all deserve a raise on here because everything we've gotten this playoffs has all led back to like closing storylines. You've got the Packers and Bears. We're going to start wildcard weekend off with the oldest rivalry in the NFL, and they each split in the regular season. You get a tiebreaker to start the wild card off. You get potentially Rams and Seahawks in the NFC Super Bowl or NFC Championship. They split. You get a tiebreaker there. You get Niners and Eagles, who have had nothing but bad blood for the last few seasons because every year the Super Bowl goes through those two playing each other, and we get to start that off wild card weekend. The what you call it, the Patriots and the Bills both win, which puts them on a collision course possibly if the Buffalo Bills can get past the Broncos. You'll see tiebreaker with the Patriots and the Bills. Everything's just coming back full circle. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The only
This
thing that
is
could, the
a
only thing that
beautiful
would be,
postseason.
only thing that'd be even more beautiful to me would be if somehow, this is so unlikely, but if the Steelers win and go to the Super Bowl, the Bears go to the Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers gets to retire after owning the Bears one more time. That's the only thing that could make that even crazier.
That would be the craziest. I don't think I'd watch. I'm not gonna lie.
You're a
I'm just kidding.
hater.
I'm just kidding. I'd watch. And
You're
yes, I
just
am
a.
a hater. Fuck everybody that's ever wronged Detroit. I'm a hater. That's what we do.
Let's get into that. I don't want to, but let's talk about it. I'm
All
gonna
right.
make you go first too. Packers and Bears.
All right, so let's talk about the absolute choke job that Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love put on. Um, so we got the team up 21-3, as Double Dose spelled out for you guys on TikTok and YouTube. Go check it out on our shorts. Um, yeah, they were up by 21-3. They had the game in their hands. There was no reason they should have lost that game, and yet three missed kicks and some Caleb Williams superhero antics later, and the Bears are going to the second round, and Ben Johnson is shouting "fuck the Packers" to his team in the locker room. So here we are now, and honestly, like, all due disrespect to the handshake from Ben Johnson, like, if you're
Oh,
gonna beat the
come
guy,
on.
if you're gonna beat the guy 2 out of 3 times, like, what is that, bro? I hated that. I hated the skipping past him, already looking past him. I'm not I'm not the guy that's gonna sit here and break it down into saying like they absolutely hate each other, but that was disrespectful. Um, the rivalry will continue. The This division is gonna get even more chippy than it already is. We got a couple of coaches that like each other and a couple coaches that hate each other, and then everything in between. Um, yeah, it that this division is set up for some crazy lore for the next 3-4 years. Um, Caleb Williams is an absolute alien. I wouldn't call him a force multiplier. I would call him a motherfucking alien with what he's done in some of these plays where it looks like he shouldn't have it, and then he throws it to the perfect spot. I know that like 1 out of 4 times he's going to throw a pick on that, but like the other 3 times he's going to make a game breaking play for you. So and he and Ben have worked that out with each other, and man, the Bears are going to be scary for the next 5 years. I guarantee it. So shout out to the Bears. Shout out Double Dose for getting beat. Shout out Jordan Love for blowing it. Shout out the kicker for blowing it. Shout out Matt LaFleur for yet again not being able to stand up against their division. And all due respect to the Bears.
Okay, so before I get into the game, two
I was just
things.
trying to layer it on as much as I could.
Because two things. And this is as a Packers fan, a Lions fan, Packers fan. Um,
Yeah, you always got to add that. Yeah.
well, I'm just qualifying my statements. This is important for what I'm about to say. I think that, like we said already, this is the oldest rivalry in football. I
It is.
can't think of two teams that hate each other more than the Bears and the Packers, and for good reason. And the Packers have had belt to ass on the Bears for the last 20 seasons. Aaron Rodgers hit him with the even in that old last season. I still own you, and it's been like that. And the Packers have been on the up this whole time. And when you, I think that sports, especially football, and maybe this is ignorance as it pertains to other sports, it's so hard to win in football. It's the ultimate team sport. It takes 22 guys, and everyone's got to do their job on every play for you to have success. I think that football is the ultimate. When you're up, and you should talk as much shit as humanly possible because it can all come down so fast. Fuck humility when you're winning. Talk your shit. When you lose, that's when you're humble.
True.
And so that's how I feel about football. And because of that, I have no problem with any of it. I have no problem with, and people and Packers fans want to cry and do all that bitching and moaning. I don't want to hear that. We've enjoyed beating the shit out of these guys for 20 plus fucking years, every year. So now that they get their time to get their lick back on us, just shut the fuck up and take it. Please just stop crying about the Bears and cry about the shit that happened on our fucking side that we need to get right for next season. Ben Johnson in the fucking locker room talking about fuck the Packers. Talk your shit. Caleb Williams out at the fucking post game with the fucking cheese grater. Grind the fucking cheese, dog. The handshake, nah, fuck that. Fuck this handshake. And it's beef. No, it is beef. Fuck you. And fuck each other. Like, no, for real. Like, I'm so serious. Like, no,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm so serious. This is the oldest rivalry in football. I don't want these niggas to like each other. I want this shit to be contentious every time they fucking see each other. Fuck them. And Ben Johnson knows what it is. He fucking was in the rivalry with the Lions and the Packers and had to deal with that shit. And he came right into Chicago and knew exactly what time it was. He said, I'm looking forward to, or what did he say? I enjoy beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. And it's been on fucking site since then. Fuck a little, oh, let's get together and fucking kumbaya. Nah, fuck you. Here's your handshake because I'm obligated to do this and get the fuck out of my face, you fucking loser. That's what that shit is, dog. No, for real. Fuck that. And if it was roles are reversed, I want the same fucking thing. Talk your shit when you're up. And Ben Johnson knows exactly how fast from up to down it can be. NFC Championship, first round of the fucking playoffs. Lions missed the fucking playoffs entirely. In 3 seasons, we went from a Super Bowl contender to out of the playoffs. That shit can happen just like that. You can fucking any day your quarterback can go out there and miss the entire rest of the season with an injury. Talk your shit when you're up. And when you lose, be humble. That's where I'm at with the whole thing. So I have no issue with the chippiness of that. I love it. I love that shit. I want more shit like that. Fucking Steelers versus Ravens, that shit's not fucking, there's no friends over there either. I think because of how long they played each other, Tomlin and Harbaugh had a respect for each other. But we've got 2 of the hottest young fucking minds. Hottest is in like hot, not physically, but you know what I mean? Like these are 2 teams that have been on fire recently. And so you've got them battling it out. Fuck it. You know what I mean? And I had to deal with this shit for the last 2 fucking times they played each other. I was at the bar with my friends for the regular season one, and the playoffs I was with my friends at one of their houses. And it was crazy. I'm fucking sitting there. My friend Tien, he brought a cheese grater to the little watch party. And he's sitting there after one of the big plays the Bears made. He had the cheese grater out, was rubbing it in my face and shit like that. And the TV's going to pan to the dude who had the cheese grater grating the cheese inside the game. I'm like, damn, they're like, you know what I mean?
Gotta
Fuck
eat
it.
that, yeah.
What am I gonna say, bro? I mean, it's happening. This shit was disgusting. I want to start off by I have so much shit to say, dog. First of all, I want Brandon McManus cut immediately. The fact that we haven't gotten that news yet is already pissing me off. That nigga needed to be gone yesterday. He should have been able to fly back with them on the fucking plane. That nigga should have had to walk back to Wisconsin. I'm sick as hell over that. 3 missed kicks, 2 field goals, and an extra point. I'm watching the field goal at the end of the first half. I'm texting people. I'm like, well, I hope this doesn't come back to fucking bite us. All Packers fans knew it was crazy because the 2 fan bases had to watch that from the opposite perspectives. The Bears were watching it like, yeah, well, this is about what we expected, but fourth quarter is still coming. And it's like the Bears fans, I feel like we're all like, it was not panic because we knew, they knew what to expect. But it's like, all right, they still have to actually do it. The Packers fans watched that with the entire opposite perspective. Hey, we got a nice lead on them, but this shit's not over yet. And as that lead shrank, we just kept going, oh my God, I know what's coming. I saw someone, I don't have the tweet in front of me, but someone had posted like, Aaron Rodgers would have won that game for them last night. And I saw someone quote tweet that immediately and said, Aaron Rodgers has lost that same game for 15 straight years. It's just like being a Packers fan can be so, the highs and the lows are crazy. Every year it's Super Bowl aspirations and a team that could make it all the way. And then it's always just some shit that happens. And it seems like it's more times than not special teams that fuck us out of it. It's either the defense or the special teams. The offense and the quarterback's not usually the problem of it. And Jordan Love, I think, played very well last night. But, or not last night, but when the game happened. But, I mean, you drive down the field, you set up a field goal, and your kicker misses it. We're fucked. And that happened twice. We left 7 points on the table that could have won us that game. So I want McManus gone. That's to start with. I still can't believe what happened with that, dog. It was 21-3. In the fourth quarter, it was 21-6. 21-6. I'm never going to stop thinking about this. And we talked to, the most painful thing too is this. Like I said earlier, there was 2 teams that limped into the playoffs, and it was the Chargers and the Packers. They were so banged up, missing offensive linemen, defensive linemen. linebackers, defensive backs. It was bad. Missing some of our best players. No Micah Parsons. I think our best offensive lineman was out. And I was expecting them, and I said this on Wednesday's podcast, I'm expecting them to lose. But the way that we lost was so painful. It's one thing to come out and play a close back and forth game the whole time, and someone just has to lose. Kind of like the Jags and Bills today. They were going back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, someone's got to lose this game. That's not what happened. It's one thing to come out there and your team is so injured and you just get blown out. They can't stop the run or whatever it is, and you just get blown out. That's easier to deal with. We were hurt. We didn't belong to be there. This was the worst way it could have happened because it showed that we still were on their asses and once again couldn't close the deal out. And I knew, bro, when I saw it, they had the 9 points to 21. I was like, oof. And then when it got down to a 6-point game, I said, oh, I know what time this is. Mm-hmm. And I watched the entire game, fourth quarter, sitting there like this. I got a video of a post of on TikTok and YouTube of me watching this fourth quarter and then the reactions of everyone celebrating while I'm just in devastation land. Oh. But it got to a 6-point game and I knew exactly what time it was. And then the Packers scored. And I was like, oh, we got a chance, thank God. And then the Bears come right back into it. We talked about how the Eagles scored 6 points in the second half, and that's not going to get it done. Bro, listen to this quarter by quarter. Quarter one, Green Bay 7, Chicago 3. Quarter 2, Green Bay 14, Chicago 0. Quarter 3, 0 points from the Packers, 3 points from Chicago. Quarter 4, 6 points from the Packers, 25 points from the Bears. 25 points in the fourth quarter they gave up. It's just as depressing as it can possibly get, dog. And it's crazy too, where I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I felt it watching it too. This game reminded me of that Falcons Patriots Super Bowl, the 28-3. And that's exactly how it felt. And once again, like we talked about earlier, guess who was on that staff when it happened? Quarterbacks coach of the Falcons, Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur, yep.
And I think that they're going to have to make some decisions moving forward. And I'm still too emotional to really know how I feel about it. I can tell you that immediately following that game, everything that I saw online was fire Matt LaFleur. And like I said with Harbaugh before, I know how hard it is to have a good coach. And I know what being spoiled from success can feel like. Like, as I talked about the Ravens, like, you get rid of Harbaugh, this might not go the way that you think it's going to. And as a Packers fan that had Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love and Mike McCarthy for Matt LaFleur, every year we're in the playoffs. Every year we think we have a chance for the Super Bowl. And I don't want to give that up. But I also don't know if what we're doing right now is working. Let me tell you some things. This was this season. Packers led by 10 in Cleveland. They led by 13 in Dallas. They led by 9 in Denver. Led by 10 in Chicago. Led by 18 in Chicago Part 2. They won none of those games. That's the shit coaches get fired for. That's what got Brian Daboll out of New York. That's what got John Harbaugh out of the Ravens. And so then we look around and we go, okay, well, what are our options? Mike McDaniel with the Packers. That could be something. John Harbaugh with the Packers. Do we want that? Is that an improvement? Harbaugh's a good coach, but is he that offensive mind like a Matt LaFleur, like a Sean McVay, like a Kyle Shanahan, the people that you're going to have to, Ben Johnson, the people that we're going to have to see in the playoffs every single year? Does John Harbaugh have it like that? Matt LaFleur is capable of doing it, but he seems to always get walked down in the fourth. Now, granted, if his kicker could make some kicks, maybe that's a different story. There was a play in the fourth quarter where they're trying to go down the field. I think it was the second to last possession that the Packers had. Two things. First of all, How the hell do you take a timeout, come out of the timeout, and get a delay of game? That's coaching
Yeah, that's
malpractice.
terrible. Yeah.
That's egregious. It's third and 15. It's third and 15, right? Your kicker has already missed a field goal and an extra point. My thought personally, as the person that's yelled at Dan Campbell for doing this the entire time, once again, situational football. My thought is third and 15. The kicker's not on tonight. We're in 4 down territory. We need to make this 4th and 7, 4th and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Not throw this bitch into the end zone and not convert it. And now we got to bring that sorry ass kicker out to miss another kick. That's coaching malpractice.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I still think he's going nowhere. I really do.
I'm
Like,
not saying that I want him gone. I'm
I
just
know.
saying,
I know, but I'm just saying I think as an organization, him getting them to the playoffs literally like every single year other than like since Aaron Rodgers has left, they're going to keep seeing where this goes. Because
and I,
otherwise you're giving him to Atlanta. You're giving him to a different team that has a lot of good pieces that he could work with.
oh, absolutely. I think he's a good coach. I'm not saying that I want him gone yet. I don't know. I got to think about
No,
this
I
some
hear
more.
you.
But when I
I hear you.
understand more now where Ravens fans are coming from and stuff, where it's like the enemy, and people have said this before, I don't remember whose quote this is. The enemy of great is good.
True.
So if we're good, it takes maybe some luck or something to break the right way for us to get into a deep run. You know what I mean? I've heard people say before that the worst thing that could have happened for the Packers was beating the Cowboys in that playoff game because we thought that we were there and we weren't there yet. I don't know yet. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still emotional. It's been 24 hours since my guys got sent home in one of the most painful fucking fashions possible of blowing that lead. But how do you get walked down like that? I think the Packers' first 4 possessions out of the half were all punts. Now, give credit where credit is due. The Bears' defense is good. Ben Johnson's a good coach, but to get walked down like that is insane. Um, but there's, like I said, there's some positives for the Bears that I wanted to say. My third of my 3 plays from the weekend that stood out to me. That play, 4th down for the Bears, absolutely have to have it. The Packers defense had played decently well up until then, held them down. Caleb Williams is rolling left. That little jump, kicked his leg together, heel click, tossed the ball, falls down, hits Roman Dunze. That was one of the best throws I've seen in a while. That was insane. Um, it's hard to stop stuff like that. Sometimes you're just not as good as they are. DeAndre Swift running for a touchdown. Kyshawn Nixon in the end zone. He's going to jump out the way instead of diving in, make a business decision in a playoff game. We can't have shit like that, man. I was devastated. And I told Lexi when we were driving to her friend's house yesterday, when they were up 21-3, I said, if they blow this shit, this is going to be just an all-time bad collapse. And I just knew. I knew playing against them. It was like this just, it doesn't feel safe. And I know what the Bears do in the fourth quarter. And I feel like, and all of Packers fans, I feel like felt like this, just uneasy the whole time, knowing that something's going to happen that you can't stop. And we're going to have to sit here and watch it. Beyond devastating, dog. I'm still disgusted over it. I've had some time to sleep on it, and I'm still fucked up about it. So we're gonna see what happens with the Packers. See what happens. I know we had some people hurt, but if you can get a lead like that, you can't blow it. And so we'll see. We'll see if LaFleur stays. We'll see if he doesn't. Um, I saw a tweet that I thought was funny. Um, this is from Cheap Seat Archive. Nope, Cheap Seat Shive. Need a Broncos versus Bears Super Bowl where it's 3-0 at halftime and the final score is 48-47.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's exactly what those two teams are. If that's the Super Bowl, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. Um,
I'll just turn on the TV at like 9 o'clock, and then I'll be able to catch all the entertainment.
All I know is that with the Packers being gone and the Lions being gone, um, I've got tomorrow, and after tomorrow, I should be free. Um, the only thing that's can hurt me, like I've been hurt on Christmas and yesterday, is Aaron Rodgers. That's the only thing that's left that can make me feel the way that I'm feeling right now. And
Yeah.
I don't love their chances against the Texans. I've said that already. But if they somehow get through them, they have the Patriots next. So just waiting until I can be free and be rooting carefree for the rest of these teams that are left in this bitch. But it hurt, man. It hurt so badly. It's you know, it is what
You'll
it
get
is.
over it. You'll get over it.
Yeah. I
You'll
mean
be all
it
right.
it's bad. Bro, the last few years have been brutal. In the last 3 seasons, we had the Packers and the Lions both made it into the playoffs. The Packers get a shot at the fucking Niners, come down to the final drive, don't get it done. The Lions play them in the NFC Championship, blow a lead to go to the Super Bowl. Last season, Packers and the Lions both get in again. Packers lose to the Eagles. Lions lose to the freaking Commanders with a rookie quarterback. This season, the Packers get Micah Parsons. They look like they might be going to the Super Bowl. They start off hot. Injuries happen. They blow this game. And I don't think that even if they had beaten the Bears, that they would have made this crazy run or anything. But they still would have been in, and they wouldn't have lost to the division rivals. And I wouldn't have to hear it from the Bears fans for the next year about this. And the craziest thing, once again, talking about full circle, the first time that the Packers and the Bears played this season, it was a close game. And how did the game end? With Caleb Williams rolling, throwing toward the end zone, and throwing a pick in the end zone on the final play of the game. And guess how this game last night ended? With Jordan Love throwing into the end zone and damn near throwing a pick. What was basically a pick. That shit hit him right in the hands and fell to the ground.
Yeah,
It's
that's poetry right there.
And this is why I wanted to save this topic for the last, because I
This
would
is
not have
painful.
wanted to do the rest of the show dealing with this level of emotion. And I know that, I mean, you look around the league, there's so many teams that would trade anything to be in the position that the Packers have been in, to have this level of success and this many good quarterbacks and coaches and always in the playoffs. That shit does not make it hurt any less right now. So
No, it does not.
I love football, something that can make me this happy or this sad. I love sports. I love shit like this. But in order to have the good days and appreciate the wins, these losses hurt like hell. So
You got to
that's
feel
where I'll
these
be at.
L's to go and get those big W's.
It's true. So unless you have anything else, we will see you guys on Wednesday
Don't
for
forget
our
to like
live
and
show.
subscribe to our depressing podcast.
Yeah. Make me a little happy. Bring me some subscriptions and some
Yeah.
likes. Help
And
me feel
comment.
better about this. When I see you Wednesday, I'll be a day removed probably from the last pain and hopefully in a better mood.
Yeah, let him
So we'll
know.
see.
Let him know how much of a sorry ass he is in the comments, please.
Uh, we'll be back Wednesday. We'll talk about the Texans and the Steelers and have a little fun show for you live,
Go
10
A
p.m.
Rod,
Eastern,
baby.
9 p.m. Central.
Yes,
We'll see you
sir.
guys. Late entry, we out. Peace.